It's swami time. It's swami time. It is the first time of the year. It is swami time. Hey, Feud, what's up? Um, Gonna do a quick video here. I know everybody's busy, but this is the time of the year. Our season is here. It's upon us. It's time for us to put our lineups in, put our picks in, get our squad set, and get after it. Everybody chasing after a ring. So, without further ado, let's jump into it here and get her going, get it done. Let's just start right off with Rebel Scum at Nerd Puppets. Scum is in our first season, our very first game, draws a tough matchup against Nerds. RT has the Nerd Puppets listed as a 6-point favorite. But honestly, Rebel Scum looks really good to me here. The big question mark for her, I mean, Russell Wilson at quarterback is going to be fine. David Montgomery and Antonio Gibson, I think, are awesome two running back, 1-2 punch at running back for. The big question is Saquon Barkley. I mean, we haven't seen him at all. We don't know how his health is. We don't know what his pitch count's going to be in that first game. They say he's going to play. He's going to be ready to go. But, are the Giants going to ease him in? Not to mention he plays Denver, which is a tough matchup. But I really like those four players for her. Three running backs are as good as any team in the league. Traequan Smith, we have no idea. Nobody knows what New Orleans is going to do. We know that Jameis likes to chunk it. They're saying maybe Traquan's the number one. We don't know if it's going to be him or Callaway. And then Justin Jefferson was just monstrous in his rookie campaign. Like 1,400 yards or something after starting slow in the first two games. So he's a stud. Logan Thomas, I don't care much for that at tight end, but who knows? It's probably touchdown dependent. Looking at the Nerd Puppets, I mean, he's got Mahomes, best there is. I think Chase Edmonds is going to be sneaky during the year. I think that Arizona, other than a tough schedule and a tough division, I think that he's got a chance to put some points up there. If he can hold off some of those other faces there, James Conner, I'm not a huge fan of him. Every time I see Edmonds play, he looks good. James Robinson, what a great break for him with Etienne going out. And they get Houston in the first week, so Robinson should be huge for Nerds. He's got to be loving that as the bell cow. Allen Robinson, easy money. I mean, he's going to get his catches. They're going to feed it to him. They're probably going to be behind, too, so he should have a good game. Amari Cooper, who knows? Tampa Bay's defense is so good. You got to imagine Dallas is going to be playing from behind, though. We'll just see which Amari shows up. I think Jamar Chase in his flex, obviously the guy's talented, but bad reports of him having the drops in camp. And I think he's just holding a place until Nerds can get Trey Sermon, Michael Carter, or A.J. Dillon, one of those guys into the flex spot. He's kind of just waiting on them to develop. So, Chase probably a home run hitter. He's not going to have a ton of volume, I don't think. But he does have Darren Waller. He could be the top tight end in the league this year. He's going to get a ton of targets there in Las Vegas. So, first week, I think Scum's going to put up a heck of a battle here, but I think Nerds has got just too much, and I think Mahomes and Robinson and Waller are probably going to get the job done. So in the first week, let's say Nerds, I think 6 is right at it. We'll say Nerds by 7. We'll say he covers and gives Rebel Scum her baptism in her first week in the Family Feud. So, Nerd Puppets by 7. Okay, in our second game, we've got Raging Rabbis at Boats and Hose. Boats was the juggernaut of this draft. I think everybody agreed he probably had the best draft. Rabbis busted and was probably one of the worst drafts. But here we are in week 1 after the dust has settled, and Rabbis is favored by half a point in the opening week. I think we all knew that Rabbi was going to have a good starting lineup because he spent all of his money on starters early. Obviously, he has zero depth, nothing. And once again, in a head-scratching move, Rabbis comes in with the two tight end approach with Austin Hooper and Mark Andrews. And I don't think none of us understand that really. Maybe Rabbis just know something we don't. I'd like to see his flex player. I'm not against two tight ends, but if you're going to have two tight ends and your tight end is your flex, it better be like a Waller or a Kittle or an Andrews or something like that. Hooper doesn't really strike me as a scary flex play. So I hope that's something that Rabbi sorts out because the rest of his team looks fantastic. Kyler Murray could be the top quarterback in the league. Mixon is primed. We say it every year, and he's going to get the touches there. He's got the guy in Cincy, and if they're improved at all, their offensive line, Mixon is damn sure talented. Alvin Kamara, volume, volume, volume. Keenan Allen, Adam Thielen, Mark Andrews. His freaking starting lineup is good. So I like what I see on Rabbis. Let's see what Boats is going to be putting up against him. He's got Justin Herbert, but he draws a tough opening week matchup against Washington. He's going to be getting pressured. He's going to have to dink and dunk probably a little bit, or Chase Young's going to get to him. Zeke's got a horrible matchup against Tampa Bay. Myles Gaskin has a terrible matchup against New England. Najee Harris has an awful matchup against Buffalo. And even though we all love Boats' team, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin, George Kittle, those are horrible matchups for him. And I think that's why Rabbis is probably favored by half. Love Boats' team. Damian Harris is going to be good. Kenny Golladay could be a nice pick for him going forward. But I think this first week, man, I'm just going to call it. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, because of the matchups, even though I like Boats' team better, I think Rabbis, if the worst time to possibly play him is probably right now because at full strength, doesn't have to get into his bench. So we're going to say Rabbis gets this one. So in game 2, Rabbis favored by half a point. I say he covers that. I say it's a close one, but we're going to go Rabbis by 3. Okay, coming at you for game 3 here. We're going to go Triple T's at the Young Guns. Good opening matchup here. Triple T's slight favorite by half a point. I think Triple T's will tell you that he's about as happy with his team as he could possibly be after not having 2 first-round picks or first 2 rounds missing picks. Josh Allen, Dalvin Cook, Chris Carson, Miles Sanders, Cooper Kupp, Deontay Johnson, Kyle Pitts. I mean, he had these guys targeted anyway coming in the draft, so it kind of fell exactly like he wanted it to. But being able to get a top talent like Josh Allen to pair with Dalvin Cook and 2 high-volume pass catchers in Kupp and Deontay Johnson. And I think if Pitts can do what everybody thinks he can do, I know he's a rookie. Rookies don't do well at tight end, but this guy's kind of a special athlete, and they're going to be moving him all over the formation. So I look for this team to be competitive. Not dominant, but they're going to show up every week. And then there's some nice plays on the bench for Triple T's as well. Marquez Callaway should be good. Jalen Waddle, I think, is a sleeper pick that might crack the lineup and might get in there in the flex play. So should be a decent scoring team. Young Guns, he's got blue blood, across the board. Matt Stafford, we know what his arm talent is, and he finally gets a chance to show it. Derrick Henry, possibly top running back. Tough break losing Dobbins for Guns, but he was able to fill in with Gus Edwards. I think we like him. I think in that stretch RPO kind of offense that they run, his straight downhill style really works well for it. He picks up a lot of chunk 5, 6, 7, 8 yard runs. So if he's in that 15 carry range, he's going to score too. Robert Woods for the stack. He's got Robert Woods and Stafford together, so that might be a key point in this game on seeing whether Cooper Kupp for the T's or Robert Woods has a better game there that could, help determine this game. But Stephon Diggs and Kelsey, that's, cream of the crop right there. So I think it says that the T's are favored by half a point, but too much blue blood here. I think Young Guns has a big week, usually plays well against Triple T, so we're going to go Young Guns here. I think pretty handy. I think go Young Guns by 10. Okay, game 4 is Orange Crush at Dirte. Crush was in a position to really have a monster draft, really made some mistakes early, but has since worked the waiver, to shore the team up, and I kind of like what I see. Dak Prescott, man in the helm's going to be strong. Mike Davis, I think that's an underrated Atlanta offense. I think Davis is going to be just fine. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, watch out there. I really, I know we didn't see a ton last year from him, but I think we're going to see more of him this year. I think he has a better year than he did last year. And if he does, then he's a fine RB2. And then you get into the strength of her team. Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman. Those are 3 number ones on their team, each one of them handily. And shit, man, those guys could win any given week. He could tear it up. And then she's got Tanyan with, Rogers tossing it to Tanyan and Devontae Adams. Shit, she's going to be fine top to bottom. Dirte, on the other hand, it's probably the worst opening week lineup that we've ever seen in our league. And it's sad because he's got two of the best players in the entire NFL in Christian McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill. The problem is that there's just not a ton of other stuff to go with it because of his spending. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 tight ends that are $300,000. And he's got a starting tight end in Max Williams that I don't even know if he's going to score at all. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You got rookie Zach Wilson. When we stuck Zach Wilson on his team, we thought that it was just we were sticking the best rookie quarterback on there, but he might actually get some points. And he's all reports are is that he's doing a good job there. So maybe that's not going to be as bad as we think. Josh Jacobs been a little bit banged up. DeAndre Swift, we don't know what we're going to get. Detroit's going to be a really bad team. So Christian McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill are going to have to carry Dirte's squad. It's not enough for this first week, though, and I think Orange Crush does crush him and puts him down by 15. Orange Crush by 15. And in our Game 5, Game of the Week, we've got Sam Houston's Hellraisers at the Dreadheads. Yeah, guys, you get the Game of the Week because these two squads look really, really, really good. Sam Houston Hellraiser, his team looks, every time I look at it, it gets better and better. Lamar Jackson, stud. Austin Eckler, stud. Darrell Henderson, prime time running offense. Jonathan Taylor, stud in a running offense. A.J. Brown, stud. Finally has some help with Julio there. C.D. Lamb, stud. Dallas Goedert, stud. Team looks good. And then you got some stuff waiting on the bench. Javonte Williams is, he could crack this lineup at any time. Taking over Darrell Henderson's spot. Jerry Jeudy, got to see what he's going to do, but he looks like a stud. I like that team a lot. Dreads, same thing. He's got a lot invested in Green Bay. He's got Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones. That's going to be interesting to watch. Should be good. I mean, they both are going to score. Then you pair that with Nick Chubb, probably one of the best running backs and one of the best running offenses in the league. Primetime talent at all three wide receiver positions, though. Calvin Ridley's the only guy in town. They're in Atlanta now. Terry McLaurin's, fantastic receiver. Brandon Ayuk. I love what I see with those are 3 very highly talented receivers. Tyler Higbee, and I don't know. He's going to have to get some help there, I think. When they throw it to him, he's fine. He just never gets the ball. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes of that. I don't expect him to be around on this squad forever. As far as this week goes, though, man, this is a coin toss. RT Sports has Hellraisers favored by 1.5. Swami just sees this one as too much wide receiver. You know what? I can't do that. I got to go with Sam. Sam's team looks too good to me. I'm going to go with the 3 running backs over the 3 receivers for now, just because I think I like the matchups better on Sam's side. But this is really a good game. That's why it's Game of the Week. I think Lamar Jackson's going to have a really big game, and I think CeeDee Lamb could have a really big game against Tampa. So there it is. I'm going to go Sam Houston by 3, and in the Game of the Week, that's what we're going to get is Sam. So hope everybody is engaged. Hope everybody's watching it. I'm excited to get the season started. So stay engaged, guys. And if you have any questions, send out a message to me. With all that done, Swami's out.